So Gamescom kicked off today and Microsoft started things off. A lot of people, including myself, been looking forward to this show for a couple of months now since E3. I imagine a lot of people were disappointed with it after they sat down and they had been waiting on this and then they watched it, because I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I thought it sucked. I thought it was 90 minutes of mostly filler couch interviews. A good portion of that time actually rewatching the same exact trailers that we had seen at E3 2 months ago. Microsoft did absolutely nothing to sell people on the Xbox brand. They did nothing to tell people why they need to come over and why they need to buy their console. And I knew we were in trouble whenever they started the show off and they kicked things off with Assassin's Creed Origins, and the dev got up there saying, hey, we know people are excited for CGI trailers, and here's a CGI trailer. And I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be a train wreck. And it was. And I kept waiting for something, anything. But what we ended up getting was more controller announcements, whoop-de-doo, a few games coming to Games Pass, and a pre-orders are live announcement for the Xbox One X. I mean, that was pretty much it. I mean, did I miss anything? Oh, and your dashboard can now be white or light. I mean, if there was anything else, it wasn't memorable, at least to me, and I don't think it was to many other people. I wasn't going in expecting E3 level announcements. I knew that, but I was expecting a little bit more than what we got, because what we got was a show where I don't even know what the point of the show was. Like, it was basically just a 90-minute build-up to, hey, you can now go pre-order the system that you really should have been able to go pre-order back when we revealed it 2 months ago at E3 if everything had gone right. And, you know, coming right off the Crackdown 3 delay announcement, I was hoping that at the very least they would show off some multiplayer and say, hey, you know what? We understand you weren't happy with the delay and everything. Some people weren't happy with the single player content, but I think showing off the multiplayer, showing off that destruction, it would sort of ease people's concerns about the game and let people know, hey, we haven't downgraded, you know, if they haven't indeed downgraded. But instead they treated it like a redheaded stepchild, completely ignored it, besides like a 5-second compilation trailer. So I think that actually increases people's concerns about this game. Like, it was a no-show. The one headline that did grab people's attention was that they revealed Microsoft was going to be publishing Players Unknown Battleground, which everybody got excited about because they threw out some tricky worded screenshots and again made it seem like Microsoft had a lockdown on a real exclusive deal with this game, meaning that it wasn't going to be coming to any other console platform. It was only going to be on Xbox and PC. But then as the day went on, there were tons of signs showing up, you know, kind of screaming out the fact that this was just going to be another Tomb Raider-like deal, where it's just a timed exclusive. The Players Unknown Battleground community manager refused to commit to it. Microsoft came out stating that, hey, we've already said this is just a console launch exclusive. And then we had a Microsoft journalist also threw water on the flames by saying, no, this is not going to be a true exclusive. So basically, it's like a time deal. And so I'm going to talk more about that in a separate video and on whether or not Microsoft should try to nail this game down, because this is one of the most popular games on Steam. So it will help that it's going to be on the platform, at least on this one console, even if it's for a limited time. I think it's got like 8 million sold on the PC now. But we could also be witnessing something very similar to Counter-Strike, where you have a super popular game on the PC, but it never transitions over to console. So I'm not sure how well this game is going to play on console. I can tell you that on PC, I have a blast with it. So I'm going to talk about, you know, Battlegrounds in a totally separate video. But either way, I hate knowingly deceptive marketing. And the way they worded this today, they had a lot of people believing that this was locked down to Microsoft's platform. And I warned people on Twitter, I'm like, hey, be careful, don't jump to conclusions, because we've been down this road before. And a lot of people were messaging me back. They were saying that they were upset that I was crazy for being cautious. They said, look, it's clear as day. They said that this is exclusive. But I'm telling you, PR is propaganda. And I think if Microsoft had this game locked down, they would be screaming it from the rooftops. There would be absolutely no confusion anywhere. And they would be bragging about this being a true console exclusive. At least if you ask me, I think that's what would be happening right now if that were indeed the case. So Microsoft's big announcement was the one that didn't surprise anybody. And that was pre-orders are live for Project Scorpio Edition, which comes with a vertical stand, has writing on the front of it and the controller, and has a slightly altered exterior design. And it sold out fairly quickly at Amazon and other retailers. But, and believe me, I'm not trying to be a downer on Xbox, but I'm also just trying to keep it real here. I called GameStop and they told me that they only had 8 available for pre-orders. That's all that was allotted to them for this. I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying the same exact things. So before people start bragging about how it's already sold out, first off, we're only talking about the Scorpio, and Microsoft even said themselves it's a very limited edition that's going to be able to be pre-ordered. And if I wanted to create a artificial type story, you know, claiming that my product sold out, and I had created that, if I was in this business, what I would do is I wouldn't put out that many pre-orders and then be able to brag and have news run stories saying that, hey, my product has already sold out. So again, you know, I'm just trying to keep it real with you. And so this is, again, just for Scorpio pre-orders, not for the standard edition. And we don't know how many pre-orders were actually allotted. I myself, I did pre-order the Xbox One X before people start calling me a Sony pony and everything else, because I've been having a lot of that, simply because I tell it like how I see it. So no, I'm not trying to talk you out of getting an Xbox One X. There'll be a link down below if you want to go pre-order it, if they have it available now. I'm getting one myself. I'm excited to get one. I'm excited to share it with you. But at the same time, I feel very strongly that Microsoft needs to do more. Like, I just feel like they're being complacent. They look like they're complacent with where they're at. And being complacent isn't going to get you very far. And again, as I've stated before in the past, I want Microsoft to be competitive because we need them to stay in this industry. We need competition between Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo. And competition is good for everybody. And so I don't want them to just be complacent. So if you disagreed with my assessment of the show, tell me why. Tell me what I missed. Tell me what you found so exciting about that show and why people would love it and why people would want to jump over to Xbox after watching that 90-minute show. What was the big news? And if you agreed with my views on the show, tell me that too. Comment down below. That is it for me, The Red Dragon. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.